My meeting schedule is out of control, and keeping track of everything that gets discussed is a constant struggle. So I decided to build a small AI-powered summarizer for meeting transcripts, and I've been working on the code for the front end here in Antigravity, which has quickly become my go-to IDE. Now I'm at the point where I need some back-end infrastructure, and that's not really my comfort zone. I found something called InsideOut by Luther Systems. It's an agent that helps you build, deploy, and manage infrastructure. And the great thing is you can plug it straight into Antigravity as an MCP server, so it works right alongside your other agents in the workspace. To add it, you just need to click the three dots, the menu at the top of the agent side panel, select MCP servers, and then manage MCP servers, then view raw config, and add the following to your mcp config.json and save. And this code will be in the description of the video. Okay, and we can refresh our MCP servers, and that's it. So InsideOut is now available as an agent in your workspace, ready to use alongside everything else Antigravity already has running. So let's try it out. I'd like to use InsideOut to build the backend infra for an AI-powered note-taking app for transcribing meetings. Small scale just for personal use, use a GCP stack, and let's see what it says. Okay, so Riley's responded with a list of features that it thinks we need for our app. We've got audio file intake, AI transcription engine, note storage and organization, search, and low maintenance setup. At this point you can adjust the feature list, but this looks good, so let's proceed to the first feature. Okay, so for audio file intake, Riley's proposed Google Cloud Storage, which is highly durable, and a pay-as-you-go option, which is perfect for a personal project. So we can proceed to the design for our AI transcription engine. Okay, and for our AI transcription engine, Riley's suggesting Vertex AI and Cloud Run to manage the transcription process. And this will keep our costs low when not in use. Let's keep going. And for our note storage and organization, Riley suggested Firestore, which is great for personal projects because it has a generous free tier, which means we won't need to pay. We can proceed to search and retrieval. Okay, for search and retrieval, Riley suggested we just use Firestore, which we've already got in our stack. That sounds great to me. We can proceed to the final feature. And for our low maintenance setup, where we don't need to do too much, we'll be using GCP's native cloud logging and monitoring, which will let us track our app's performance. So, everything in the stack looks good. Let's consolidate the full stack. Here's the full stack of what we just built, so we can do a final check. And this all looks right, so we can proceed to configuration. Alright, so Riley's done an initial configuration of the app. Based on our app spec that this is a small personal use application, Riley's adjusted our design and goals to make sure we're minimizing costs and maintenance. These config suggestions are all in service of that, and they all look good. So I'm going to confirm this, and we'll generate the cost estimate. And here's our cost estimate. So the total is about $70 a month, but remember that's based on an estimate of 50 meetings a month, which is more than I'm in. And since these costs are usage-based, it'll be lower. I'm happy with that cost estimate, and the next step is to generate the Terraform files, which Riley's already done. So now we'll save those Terraform files locally, and the Terraform files have been successfully downloaded. So now the only thing left to do is deploy the infrastructure. So before we can deploy the infrastructure, we connect our GCP account, we just click the link, we're going to insert our project ID, then we're going to add our JSON key file, and we're going to test the connection. This should take about a minute. Connection validated, so we'll connect our cloud. Here you can add your GitHub, I'm going to skip this for now. And now you subscribe. So you can start with Starter. That'll let you deploy your first stack and make a few changes, and then you can decide if you want to upgrade from there. Okay, and now all we need to do is press Apply Terraform. The deployment will start, and this will take about 2 to 20 minutes. Keep the tab running, and InsideOut will notify you when the deployment is complete. Okay, so our AI Notes app deployed successfully, and here we are in the InsideOut management screen. Here you can see all your components organized into folders, which represent component categories, so AI, data storage, and so on. And these folders have cost breakdowns visible at a glance. You can see the whole stack here, so there's no components hidden in extra menus or config that you can't see. Going into a category, you can see components with their details, including cost, terraforms, and some config details. And if we go further into a component, we can see various metrics. These metrics are observable, which you can either chat about and ask questions to Riley, or view charts for to track statistics over time and averages. Then there are configurable metrics which you can change using Riley. So you can manage all your infrastructure conversationally using InsideOut. So that's the management screen in the InsideOut web app, but you can also use all these features from inside Antigravity. Okay, so we're back in Antigravity, and you can see that I've asked if our infrastructure deployed, and we can see that it did, and that everything's active and healthy. Now I'll show you a few examples of how you can manage your infrastructure within Antigravity. Let's say I wanted to inspect the configuration of a component. So let's ask, what's the configuration of the GCS component? And quickly we get the full config laid out in our IDE. So we've got a standard storage class, versioning enabled, the region and the bucket name. So now we've seen this config, let's say we wanted to turn versioning off. We'll ask the agent, disable versioning. Okay, and Antigravity's confirmed that versioning has been set from enabled to disabled. And you can see that we also get an idea of what that'll do to our costs, reducing our estimated monthly cost by about $5. And now we need to actually deploy this change, so let's go ahead and deploy it. Okay, so that deployment started, and now we can go back to coding for 15 minutes while it deploys. And just to confirm, if we go back to the web management window, you can see that versioning is now disabled instead of enabled. I hope that was a helpful demo for the InsideOut MCP in Antigravity, which lets you design, build, deploy, and manage your backend infrastructure all without leaving Antigravity.